Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The crisp autumn air bit at my cheeks as I stood outside the high-rise that housed the bustling marketing firm where my wife, Emily, had been working tirelessly, or so she claimed, for the past 6 months. It was just past 7 in the evening, yet the office lights still burned bright, silhouetting figures who were either too ambitious or too burdened to head home. Lately, Emily's explanations for her late returns had morphed from the occasional overtime to regular, vague stories of endless meetings and demanding projects. Tonight, however, I decided to see for myself the reality of these meetings. Just a couple more weeks, Mark, and things will slow down, Emily had reassured me this morning, her voice a melody of fatigue and feigned optimism. Positioned across the street, I watched as employees trickled out, their steps quick and eager for the comforts of home. My fingers danced nervously around the bouquet of tulips I'd bought, a peace offering for the dinner hour we'd missed. The minutes stretched into an hour. Couples passed, sharing laughter and intertwined fingers, heightening the sting of my solitude. Finally, the glass doors parted once more, and out stepped Emily. Her face was lit by a smile that never greeted me at the end of a day. Beside her was her boss, Mr. Crawford, an influential man with a head of silver hair and a reputation as spotless as his tailored suits. I felt a tight clench in my gut as they paused at the curb. My hand tightened around the flowers, crushing the tender petals. Mr. Crawford said something that made Emily laugh, her head tilting back in genuine amusement. Then, without hesitation, he pulled her close. His lips found hers in a passionate, devouring kiss, his hand boldly slipping under her skirt. The scene unfolded like a grotesque performance, each second etching betrayal deeper into my heart. The bouquet fell to the pavement, unnoticed. As they parted, Emily adjusted her skirt, her laughter floating across the street like a taunting breeze. Fury, raw and blazing, swept through me. I stepped forward, propelled by a storm of emotions. But before I could cross the street, they climbed into a sleek, black car that whisked them away into the night. I stood there, abandoned by the night and the woman I had loved. The city continued around me, indifferent. The realization was sharp and cold, Emily had indeed been unfaithful. The lies were not just about work, they were about us. Retrieving the crushed tulips, I turned back with a heart heavier than the bouquet. This was the betrayal, but it would not be the end. I would confront Emily, but not tonight. Tonight, I needed to plan, to think, to understand how deep this deception ran. My love for her had been unconditional, but now, armed with the truth, I was going to ensure this chapter of our lives closed with her knowing the depth of my pain, and the cost of her deceit. The walk home was a blur, each step a rehearsal of the confrontation to come. Tonight marked the beginning of the end of our marriage. Tomorrow, I would start crafting my revenge. She had destroyed our love, I would dismantle the life she chose over ours. The morning light spills through the window, illuminating the scattered remnants of last night's turmoil. I sit on the edge of the bed, the weight of betrayal still heavy in my chest. The faint sound of Emily in the kitchen, clattering dishes and humming to herself, contrasts sharply with the chaos in my mind. Today is the day. I can't let her see the depths of my anger yet, I need to be strategic. I take a moment to breathe deeply, to center myself. My phone buzzes on the nightstand, a message from my best friend, Jason. Wanna grab coffee? Need to talk about that new client. I hesitate, then respond. Make it a double. I need to vent. By the time I join Jason at our usual cafe, the rich aroma of coffee grounds fills the air, providing a welcome distraction. He spots me and waves, his face breaking into a grin that fades as he sees mine. Hey, man. You okay? He asks, concern lacing his voice as I slide into the booth. I'm managing. I take a sip of the bitter brew, the caffeine fueling my resolve. I found out Emily's cheating on me. His brows knit together. What? Are you serious? With who? Her boss, Mr. Crawford. I lean in, my voice low but steady. I saw them last night. Kissing. Right outside her office. Damn. That's brutal, he says, running a hand through his hair. What are you gonna do? Not sure yet, I admit, my mind racing. But I'm done being the nice guy. She thinks she can just waltz back into our life without facing the consequences. Jason nods, his expression serious. You need a plan. This isn't just about revenge, it's about making sure she understands the weight of what she's done. I finish my coffee and a fire ignites in my chest. I want her to feel every ounce of this. I want to ruin her little fantasy with Crawford. Maybe start by talking to a lawyer. Figure out what your options are, he suggests. I nod, the idea settling in my mind like a calm before a storm. Yeah, I'll do that. As we leave the cafe, a sudden thought strikes me. And I need evidence. Something I can hold over her. Something that proves she's not just been working late. Let me help, Jason offers. I have a couple of contacts who can dig up dirt. You want me to call them? Yes. I'll take anything I can get. The gears in my head are already turning, plotting and scheming. We shake hands, and Jason heads off to make the calls. I turn towards the office, where the real confrontation awaits. The drive feels eternal, my mind swirling with memories of happier times with Emily. I push them away. Today, I won't allow sentiment to cloud my judgment. Arriving at the office, I take a deep breath and step inside, the lobby bustling with employees and the faint hum of conversations. I make my way to her desk, my heart pounding in anticipation. Emily looks up, her smile faltering as she sees me. Mark. What are you doing here? Can we talk? I ask, keeping my voice steady. Sure. Just give me a minute to wrap up, she says, her eyes darting around nervously. Now, I insist, my tone firm. She glances around and then leads me to a small conference room. The door clicks shut behind us, and suddenly, the air thickens with tension. What's going on? She asks, her voice tinged with confusion. I know about you and Crawford, I say, watching her face drain of color. I saw you last night. Mark, it's not what you think. No. It looked pretty clear to me. You were kissing him, Emily. How could you? She steps back, her back hitting the wall. I didn't mean for you to find out this way. I was going to tell you. Tell me what? That you've been lying to me for months. My voice rises, echoing in the small space. You've betrayed me. You've betrayed us. Please, just let me explain. Her eyes glisten with unshed tears, but they only fuel my anger. Explain what? How you've been living a double life. I take a step closer, my anger a palpable force. This isn't just some mistake, Emily. You chose this. You chose him. She opens her mouth to protest, but the words stick in her throat. I was feeling lost. The pressure at work. No excuse. I cut her off, my voice icy. You think you can just walk back into our life after this? Suddenly, the door swings open, and Mr. Crawford steps inside, his presence filling the room. What's going on here? He demands, his eyes narrowing at me. I lock eyes with him, fury igniting within me. Just a little chat about your extracurricular activities. Emily's face pales as she realizes the danger of the situation. Mark, please. Just stop. But it's too late. I'm ready to unleash everything I've kept bottled up. You're nothing but a coward, using your power to prey on my wife. You think this is some game? Crawford steps forward, his demeanor shifting from shock to aggression. "You have no idea what you're talking about." "Oh, I do. I can feel adrenaline coursing through my veins. And you're going to regret crossing me." As I glare at him, I notice Emily's distressed face and the realization hits me like a freight train. This isn't just about revenge anymore, it's about taking back my life and my dignity. I turn away from them, my heart racing with determination. "I'm done," I say, my voice low but steady. "Both of you can keep your little secret. But know this, I will make sure everyone knows exactly what you've done." With that, I storm out of the conference room, leaving behind the chaos of betrayal and the promise of revenge. The air outside is crisp, biting at my skin as I step into the parking lot, my breath coming in sharp puffs. I can feel the adrenaline still pumping through my veins, but beneath it simmers a mixture of anger and sadness. I can't believe I just confronted Emily and Crawford, but deep down, I know this is just the beginning. My phone buzzes in my pocket, and I pull it out to find a message from Jason. "Got some info. Meet me at O'Reilly's tonight." I reply quickly, my fingers flying over the screen. "I'll be there. Need to talk." The drive to the bar is a blur of honking horns and city lights, but I feel oddly detached, as if I'm watching everything from the outside. Pulling into the parking lot of O'Reilly's, a local dive, I spot Jason at our usual booth. He waves me over, his expression serious. "Hey, man," he says as I slide into the seat across from him. "What happened? You look like you just stepped out of a war zone." "Pretty close," I reply, running a hand through my hair. "I confronted Emily and Crawford. It didn't go well." Jason leans in, his eyes narrowing. "What do you mean? Did you get any info on them?" "Not much," I admit, clenching my fists. "But it was clear that she's been lying to me for months. I need proof, something concrete." He nods, understanding. "So, I got in touch with a buddy who works in IT. He can access their emails, texts, whatever you need. But it's gonna take some time." "Time is the one thing I don't have," I mutter, frustration gnawing at me. "I need to make a move before they think they can just brush this under the rug." "Okay, then we can try a different approach." Jason's eyes light up with a sudden idea. "What if we set up a little sting? You can catch them in the act." I lean back, considering. "You mean, like baiting them?" "Exactly. If we can catch them meeting up or something more incriminating, you'll have all the evidence you need," he explains, his enthusiasm infectious. "I can help. We can create a fake account, maybe even invite them to a work event." "Could work," I say, my mind racing. "But how do we lure them in?" Jason grins. "Leave that to me. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve." We brainstorm for the next hour, jotting down ideas and scenarios. The more we talk, the more my determination solidifies. I can't let Emily slip away without facing the consequences of her actions. This is my chance to regain control. As the sun sets and the bar fills with patrons, a plan begins to take shape. Jason is already on his phone, crafting an email that will seem like an innocent invitation to a networking event. I watch as he types, my heart pounding at the thought of what's to come. "Okay, it's done," Jason says, looking satisfied. "I sent it to both of them. Just wait and see if they bite." "Now, we just sit back and watch," I reply, my voice steady. But inside, a storm brews. I'm torn between anger and an odd sense of satisfaction at the prospect of catching them red-handed. The following days pass in a haze of anticipation. I play the role of the devoted husband, acting as if everything is normal while secretly awaiting a response to Jason's email. Emily, oblivious to my inner turmoil, chats about her day and offers little glimpses of her routine. Each smile feels like a knife twisting in my gut. Then, the email arrives. Confirmed, it reads. Jason's message is simple yet electrifying. They're in. Meeting at the brick house Thursday night. My heart races as I read the words, excitement flooding my veins. I feel powerful, like I'm finally reclaiming my agency. Let's do this, I say to Jason, who is sitting across from me at the cafe, a devilish grin on his face. I want to be there. Of course, he replies, enthusiasm palpable. We'll set up a little surveillance. Thursday night arrives, cloaked in an air of secrecy. Jason and I park outside the brick house, a trendy bar known for its vibrant atmosphere. The neon lights flicker against the darkening sky, and I feel a surge of adrenaline as I prepare for what's to come. Remember, Jason says, handing me a small camera. Just get the evidence. Don't confront them until you have what you need. I nod, my focus sharp. I won't mess this up. As we slip inside the bar, the lively chatter and clinking glasses surround us, but my attention is solely on the entrance. I spot Emily and Crawford walking in, laughing together, their chemistry almost palpable. My heart sinks, but I quickly stifle the feeling. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Let's find a spot where we can see them, Jason suggests, guiding me to a booth in the corner. We settle in, the camera positioned discreetly on the table. Time stretches as we watch them interact, the tension building with every passing minute. I can't help but feel a mix of anger and betrayal as they share drinks and stolen glances, their connection seemingly stronger than ever. Look at them, I whisper, my fists clenching. How can she act like everything is fine? Just wait for it, Jason replies, his eyes trained on the couple. They'll slip up. As the night wears on, the atmosphere thickens with anticipation. Emily leans closer to Crawford, her laughter ringing out like a bell. He reaches out, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear, and I feel a surge of rage. Damn it, I hiss under my breath. This is sickening. Then, just as I think I can't take it anymore, I capture a moment. Crawford leans in and whispers something in Emily's ear, making her laugh again. She glances around the room, her gaze skimming over our booth but never landing on us. Get ready, Jason murmurs, adjusting the camera. This is where it gets good. A few moments later, Crawford stands up, taking Emily's hand as they make their way towards the bar. I barely contain my anger, knowing I'm just a few clicks away from exposing their betrayal. Suddenly, I catch a glimpse of another familiar face at the bar, Hannah, one of Emily's co-workers and a mutual friend. I hadn't seen her in ages, and I can't help but wonder if she knows about Emily's infidelity. Hannah! I call out, waving her over. She turns, her eyes widening in surprise as she makes her way to our booth. Mark! What are you doing here? She asks, glancing between me and Jason, her expression puzzled. I came to catch up with a friend, I reply, forcing a smile. But it looks like I might be in for a show tonight. Hannah's brow furrows as she notices the direction of my gaze. What do you mean? Just, keeping an eye on Emily. I gesture subtly toward the bar, where Emily and Crawford are deep in conversation. You might want to take a look for yourself. Hannah's eyes widen as she follows my gesture, her mouth falling open in shock. Oh my God, she whispers. I had no idea. Neither did I say, my heart racing. But tonight, we're going to catch them. As we watch, the tension in the bar escalates, and the truth is just within reach. The air crackles with anticipation, and I know that the fallout from this night is going to change everything. The atmosphere in the brick house grows thick with tension as I watch Emily and Crawford from our booth, my heart pounding in anticipation. Hannah sits beside me, her expression a mix of disbelief and concern as she processes what we're witnessing. Mark, are you sure about this? She whispers, her eyes darting between me and the couple. What if you're wrong? What if there's a perfectly innocent explanation? There's nothing innocent about this, I reply, my voice steely. I saw them last night. This isn't just a friendly outing, it's a betrayal. Hannah sighs, clearly torn. But Emily is my friend. I don't want to believe she would do something like this. I lean closer, my gaze fixed on the pair. Open your eyes, Hannah. This is happening right in front of us. We can't ignore it. She nods, reluctantly accepting the reality. Okay. But I'll be here for you no matter what happens. Just, be careful. As if on cue, Crawford leans in closer to Emily, whispering something that makes her laugh. The way she blushes and bites her lip sends a jolt of anger through me. I can't take it any longer. Stay here, I instruct Hannah, sliding out of the booth. I need to confront them. Mark, wait, she calls after me, but I'm already moving, driven by a mix of fury and the need for closure. I approach the bar where they sit, their laughter ringing in my ears like a taunt. Just as I reach them, I catch Emily's eye, and for a brief moment, time stands still. The smile on her face fades, replaced by a look of shock and guilt. Mark, she stammers, trying to regain her composure. What are you doing here? Funny, I was about to ask you the same thing, I reply, my voice low but steady. Out with your boss, I see. Crawford straightens, his expression shifting from surprise to irritation. This isn't your business, Mark. You should leave. Not a chance, I snap, my eyes locked on Emily. You think you can just betray me and act like everything is normal? That you can play house with him while I'm sitting at home? Emily opens her mouth to protest, but I cut her off. Save it. I don't want to hear your excuses. I saw you. I watched you kiss him. Mark, please, she pleads, her voice trembling. It's not what you think. We were just discussing work. Discussing work. I scoff, the bitterness lacing my words. Is that what you call it now? You're pathetic, Emily. You think I'd believe that after what I saw? I was going to tell you, she cries, desperation seeping into her voice. I didn't want to hurt you. Too late for that, I shoot back, my heart racing. You've already hurt me. You've torn our life apart for this lie. Crawford steps forward, trying to intervene. This is a private matter. I suggest you leave us alone. Private? I laugh bitterly. You made it public the moment you decided to go after my wife. Mark, let's just talk about this calmly, Emily urges, her eyes welling with tears. I didn't mean for it to happen. I thought. You thought what? I interject, my voice rising. That I wouldn't find out. That I'd just sit here, blissfully unaware while you played house with him. Before she can respond, a wave of anger surges through me. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with all of this. I don't want to hear any more of your excuses. I don't want to see your face again. Mark, please. Emily reaches out, but I take a step back, recoiling from her touch. I don't want to hear it. I shout, the bar going silent as heads turn to us. The humiliation stings, but it's nothing compared to the pain she's caused me. I trusted you. I spit out, my voice thick with emotion. I gave you everything, and you threw it away for what? A fling. A moment of weakness. I love you, she cries, desperation etched into her features. I never stopped loving you. Then why did you betray me? I challenge, my voice quiet but filled with intensity. You're a liar, Emily. And I deserve better. I never wanted to hurt you, she insists, her voice breaking. You already did, I reply coldly. This is over. With that, I turn on my heel, storming back toward our booth where Hannah waits, her face a mixture of concern and sympathy. What happened? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. I can't do this anymore, I say, the weight of my words hanging heavy in the air. It's done. I'm done with her. As we sit in silence, I watch as Emily pleads with Crawford, her gestures frantic and desperate. The scene feels surreal, as if I'm watching a movie unfold before me. But I can't stay here any longer, watching her spiral into this mess of lies. Let's go, I say to Hannah, standing up and grabbing my jacket. Are you sure? She asks, her voice filled with concern. What about? I can't face them again. I need to leave this behind, I reply, my resolve firm. We make our way to the exit, the door swinging open as I step outside into the cool night air. The moment I step away from that bar, I feel a sense of relief wash over me, like a weight has been lifted. But as we walk to my car, a voice calls out from behind us. Mark! Wait! I turn to see Crawford striding toward us, a look of anger mixed with something else, defiance. Guilt? It's hard to tell. Don't you dare walk away from this, he says, stopping a few feet from me. You think you can just ruin our lives and walk away? I'm not ruining anything, I counter, my voice steady. You did that the moment you decided to betray me. You're the one who should be ashamed. Emily made her choice, he retorts, his anger flaring. You can't just expect her to stay with you after she's experienced something real. Real? I scoff. What you have is a joke. You took advantage of her when she was vulnerable. That's not love, that's manipulation. Crawford steps closer, his voice low and dangerous. You think this is over? I won't let you ruin her. I'll fight for her. I shake my head, feeling a mix of anger and pity. Fight all you want. She's made her choice. And it wasn't you or this pathetic affair. As I walk away, I hear Hannah whisper, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I reply, my heart heavy but my mind clear. I'll be fine. I just need to move on. In that moment, I realize that this isn't just about revenge, it's about reclaiming my life. I can't let their betrayal define me. I will find a way to heal, to rebuild, and to become stronger than before. As I drive away from the brick house, the neon lights fading in the rearview mirror, I know I'll never look back. I refuse to let the bitterness of this betrayal linger. The last glimpse of Emily and Crawford together, a painful reminder of what I once had, fades into the distance, and with it, I leave behind the life I thought I knew. Somewhere in the city, my heart still aches, but deep down, I know that I'll find my way back to the light.